windows open today. Well, good morning and welcome back to Balfour Farm. We've got a busy day today. We're going to try and get out and finish up the last of our first crop hay. It's incredibly late in the season for it, but better late than never. So we don't have a lot of hay left. We've only got probably 10 acres or so. And then I'm really hoping we get some second cut somewhere along the way, but we did finally get some rain, so it's probably a little too late though to help anything. But so the first project of the day though is to get the tractors fueled up. We're actually going to wash them down real quick because they're incredibly dusty, and get them ready to go out in the field. Got Andrew helping me today, so oh yeah, and I still need to get to putting the parts on. These have been sitting here for a couple weeks now. Today's the day we're going to try and put together the 3-point hitch that got destroyed on the other tractor. Sorts of parts and pieces here. Send this replacement part, which costs quite a bit of money, and you have to take the pin out. Why wouldn't you just send that with a brand new roll pin? Makes no sense whatsoever. Alright, Andrew's got the first tractor washed up, and we're just gonna vacuum them out real quick. Oh, and there's Lauren. Gonna get them cleaned up. Not a super thorough cleaning because we're actually going to make them dirty again today, but it'd be nice to be able to see out of the windows. Do we have a bottle of Windex around somewhere? Oh, yeah, perfect. Alright, like I was saying, we're just gonna get the windows cleaned up, vacuumed out. Just a quick cleaning. Then we need to hit the road and start getting some hay put up. But you couldn't see through the windows at all in the tractor. They were so dirty, so this will help things out. There you go. Alright, well there it is, all fixed and put back together. Needs a little paint still, but we'll do that on another day. Alright, well we're out here mowing. We've been mowing now for, I don't know, probably an hour or so. Got quite a bit done. Got Andrew over raking hay right behind me, so essentially I mow down a small section. He comes in and starts raking right after me, so we're going to make baleage out of all this, so we don't need the hay to dry at all. It's awfully dry now, so it's Well, I'll show you. This is not the best looking feed around. There's a lot of goldenrod. Yeah, a lot of weeds in here. So it's got a lot of green in the bottom though still, so I'm hoping it makes okay feed. This will be mostly for heifer feed this winter. Looks like Andrew's all done up there on the hill, so looks like good feed from here, even though it's probably not. In a normal year, what we would do with hay like this, where it's all kind of, there's a lot of brown dead grass in here, there's a little bit of weeds, what we would normally do is mow this down, dry it down, and then round bale it and use it for bedding hay for either the heifers or possibly the pigs. This year, however, we're going to be incredibly short on feed. All of our really good fields with good hay on it, the yield has been terrible. So we're going to be really short on feed this year. Doesn't look like there's going to be any second cutting, so we're going to have to take what we can get. So I'm hoping, oh geez, that's rough. I'm hoping by mowing this and making baleage out of it, not letting it dry down and wrapping it, that we preserve a little bit of the quality, the very little that it does have. I hope we save that, and we'll feed it to heifers. They don't require, they're not quite as picky as the cows. Looks good.
Yeah.
Almost there, huh?
So I'm assuming you're going to go back to the bale?
I am, yeah. I'll go grab the baler, and then you want to drop the rake up where you picked it up. I'm going to leave the mower up there, and then I'll have you go back and grab the bale wagon. Well, it's not the best looking feed, but it's not the worst looking feed ever. At least there's a little bit of clover down in there, a little bit of green. A whole lot of dry stuff though too. All right, well I'm gonna go grab the round baler. Start baling this up immediately. Andrew there is gonna finish raking up, and then he'll grab and start hauling hay back to the farm. All right, well, we finally made it back to the field with the baler. So we're gonna start baling up here. This cloud's moving in, which is not supposed to rain today, but we'll see. I'm gonna adjust the baler here and make slightly smaller bales to make them easier to haul and not so heavy. So the nice thing about this baler is, let's see here, I think we're gonna make, let's stick with 48-inch bales. Okay, you just change the bale size without even getting out of the tractor. And I'd like to know how much net. We've done 223 bales with this roll of net wrap that's in here, and it says 71 bales that are going to be left now, so that's nice to know. It has a little gauge here and shows you like a full empty gauge. We're getting down there. I do have an extra roll of net wrap with me, but it looks like you can't really tell how much is on there. So supposedly 71 bales, which should be more than enough for this field here. Can't imagine we're going to wind up with much more than maybe 24, 30 bales, something like that. All right, well, we just finished baling, or I just finished baling up here, and Andrew is off hauling bales here. We've got a lot more than I thought there was going to be here. So we wound up with 38 bales, I think, 37 or 38 bales, not entirely sure yet, but he's got quite a few of them moved off the hill up there, got all that cleared up, and he's made a couple loads out of here. So we've got more here to go, and then there's some more back this way. Oops. So I've got to get back to the farm now. I'm going to go grab another hay wagon, the bale spear, and I'll haul some bales also, because this is going to take a bit to haul them back to the farm. It's about 3.5 miles, 4 miles up the road. That's it, all done wrapping. Andrew's just headed back up to the farm with a wrapper now. Take the other tractor and meet him up there. First cut is officially done for the year. So this is the latest we've ever finished our first cutting of hay. It is, what is it? August 28th now. Can't believe it. Actually, it might not be the latest I've ever finished cutting first cut. It has been a couple years where we've picked up extra fields. Somebody's come, a landowner's come to us late in the season, said the normal guy that cuts their hay hasn't cut it this year, can we come do it? So I guess there's been a couple years when we've actually done a field here and there in September. But our normal feed hay is always done, well, it's nearly always done by the 1st of August. Usually middle of July. So I'll go over exactly how many bales we got for the year. Our first cut, we're also going to take a run over to some of the other fields where we should have second cut, but I don't expect there'll be a lot of feed there. But we'll go take a look at them, and then we'll also, I write down in a book at the house exactly how many bales I get off each field, where they are, what type of hay, the quality of it. So we'll go through and we'll tally up and get a final count. Originally I thought we were over 400 for first cut bales, and we're not. Now I'm going to take a quick drive around. We'll take a little bit of a road trip. I'm going to go look at some of our fields that should have a second cut, see how terrible it looks. Hoping to find some grass somewhere. Not at all look like a good start here. Everything is brown and dying off. There's Charlie up there. Alright, well, just checked out that field there. That was disappointing. It's completely browned up, and there is absolutely no second cut, and there probably won't be. So, did talk to Charlie there, the owner of the property, and his pumpkin patch got attacked by a bear. So we had a bunch of ripe pumpkins, and a bear apparently came in and ate them, or ate about half of them. So we'll head off to the next field. This next field, this one here that I just looked at, is really ledgy, and it's typically a really dry field, even in a wet year. So I didn't expect a lot. This next field we're going to head to is a really wet field. In fact, if we have a wet spring, I usually struggle to get on it and cut hay. So I'm hoping that there's some moisture still left in the ground, and there's some grass growing there, but we'll see. At least this field here is actually green. So I don't know, if we get a little more rain, we might actually be able to get something out of here, but certainly not ready to cut right now. I'm gonna get out and walk around and see. All right, this is the last field to look at here. This actually looks pretty nice. This is typically a very, very wet field. In fact, it's normally standing water here most of the year. When you pull in, the ground, you can tell, is still pretty moist here. This looks good. There's plenty of grass here, so gets a little dry out towards the middle, but overall, got lots of moisture on the grass too here. We'll get something out of this at some point, but it's going to be weeks before we can. Well, looks like we're going to get a pretty good break from haying here, because the soonest I can expect anything here would maybe 3 or 4 weeks for this to be ready to hay again. The other field will have to wait even longer than that. Probably won't be until October that I'll be able to actually get any feed off it. All right, it's the end of the day now, and I thought I would show you our hay numbers for this year. So far this year for first cut, we're completely done, like I had said earlier, and we got 369 bales, which is pretty poor, actually. Although it's not as bad as I expected it was. So last year, in 2024, we wound up with 389 bales of first cut hay. So we're actually not all that far off. So that actually makes it sound like it's okay. So we're only 20 bales off of what we had last year, and that's apples to apples. So we had the same exact fields last year as we had this year. So overall, it didn't sound too bad. However, last year we wound up with 129 bales of second cut hay, which we will not get this year at all. There's not a chance. We might wind up with 20 or 30, maybe 40 bales at the most if we're lucky. Anyway, there it is. First cut is done. It rained all day today, so who knows? Maybe we will get some second cut hay. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of what we're doing here on the farm. We've got a bunch of big projects coming up. We've got our manure area. We've got a couple construction projects, and yeah, we started spreading manure today, so you'll get to see that in the next video also. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. I am headed to the house to go get some dinner.